introducing himself for the first time to the European Tour crowd. Daniel Markovsky made every inch of the walk-on last, and so he should, Paul Nicholson. A proud moment for him and his family as he makes his debut on the greatest tour of them all.
Yes, absolutely, because let's face it, we do not know a great deal about Daniel, and maybe we should ask a bit more from Elton John, because he actually wrote a song called Daniel, didn't he? Very good one. And apparently, according to Elton, James is still standing, and he is. He's had some bright sparks in 2024, but times are different now. Not steamrolling people like he was maybe 10 years ago. It's hard, this sport. He's world number 17 now. Wants to get back in the top 16, but in order to do that, he's got to keep winning.
Yeah, young fella's happy. He's got his autographs. I think Daniel would have still been there signing them now if he hadn't been urged to get on the stage. A busy night of action awaits. James Wade or Daniel Markovsky will take on Jan van Veen in the second round tomorrow. Wade will have the throw. Very much a warm favourite here. But we've already seen a Czech qualifier make it through against the odds earlier on this afternoon. Is Lightning about to strike twice?
I would suspect not, because Pavel Dürtil, he has a wealth of darting experience over the last 20 years, whereas Daniel, from what we can tell, he's played in Czechia this year and has stayed here. Hasn't gone anywhere else pretty much. And coming through the qualifier last night, the only thing we've really got to go on is that he beat one of the favourites to qualify last night in Vítězslav Sedlak. If he can beat competition like that, maybe there's something to find.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Opportunity knocks.
49.
It's the first poor dice thrown in this leg. Wade on a finish after 9. Gonna go, but he knows he will be back.
71.
One thing Daniel's going to learn very quickly is that if you don't get to the double before James, you're running the risk of being steamrolled.
Yeah, top 10 for Wade for the opening leg. Inside, 5 visits. Wade off to a nice start here for the Cheeks. If Daniel Markovsky was in any doubt about the size of his task tonight, I think that was just a little eye-opener for him. He threw a pretty solid opening leg, but was nowhere near at the finish.
He does have a great deal of interest in sport. Doesn't just play darts, also plays tennis, and apparently plays a little bit of ice hockey as well. So, Daniel, no hip checking in this game, please.
Big crowd in. That crowd is only going to grow across the weekend as well. Promises to be a superb tournament to round off the 13th of the European Tour events this season. Then all eyes will be on Dortmund next weekend.
Somewhere where Wade has won before, albeit 6 years ago. That was a tournament that had a lot of stories towards the end of it. Cullen, Whitlock, Hop. It turns out it was the serial major winner that got the job done.
Yeah. Well, Markovsky here has made a decent start.
99.
Averaging a ton near enough.
I did say he needs to get to the double before James if he stands a chance in this match. He should get to a double before James in this leg. And will. That was a really good try.
Would have been a great way to go out, but Wade's made a habit, a career out of finishes like this. To break Markovsky's heart, not quite.
40. And it requires 16.
Just illustrating to the referee how close it was. I guarantee you that Daniel has never felt like this before.
And to the second leg, Daniel Markovsky.
That is a really good leg of darts. 16 darter to hold. And it's just a reminder to Wade that things might not be as plain sailing as he might think at times.
The crowd have been great. At that great moment earlier on this afternoon when Brecker got the maximum. That was a great moment for him that was well received by all and sundry. And then obviously we saw Dirtil win the game against Cullen. Great scenes here in Prague, and they're enjoying it. They're lapping it up. They're enjoying their local people doing well.
How many points did the judges give Breaker for his triple axel, by the way? He's a bit of a character, he's Yizzy. But Wade, he's all about getting the job done. He is safe for the European Championship. Lost 60 points there.
Great to see so many young people here as well. Lots of youngsters enjoying maybe live darts for the first time.
Well, one thing about this country, Mark, is that the government get involved with darts at a very young age. They get the kids playing it. They have a great system in this country. It's one of the best in Europe, if not the best. And so many young people are into this sport from such a young age.
Imagine that young fella rocking up with his flat cap on in 10 years here at the Czech Open. Tops then for 2-1. And Topsy delivers. Well, he's had 2 looks at Tops and he's hit it. Well, he's had 3 looks, sorry, he's hit it twice. Had the 160 where he just dropped underneath the top wire, but just signs that Wade is doing Wade things. Pushing high and finishing well.
I've never seen Markovsky play before. Doesn't mess around. Very watchable style.
140.
And he's adorned in orange. And orange on the flights as well. There's obviously something about that colour he likes. You could almost mistake him for someone who's playing for the Netherlands at the PDC World Cup.
Maybe. Might see him play for Czechia at the World Cup in the not too distant future, who knows.
The World Cup team aren't even here. Sedlacek and Gavlas, they had to come through PDC Tour Card qualifier and didn't. And I'm sure that not being here for those two is rather painful.
Yeah. That's the way it is.
6.
Well, Wade's got a great opportunity in this leg. Markovsky's got to be careful here. This could quickly run away from him. The adrenaline of winning that second leg is dissipating here.
61.
Doesn't have to go for it. It's all about leaving 12s, tops and 10s.
437.
Door number 1.
Yeah. Leave double 12 instead. After 12, you should be contractually obliged to go for a 161 when you're playing a Home Nations qualifier.
You think so?
Yes.
Yes, on the 4th leg.
He doesn't agree.
13 dart, break and throw.
James to throw first.
This has been good from Wade, averaging over 106 early stages.
Yeah, this is sneaky. Just because he's someone who doesn't have a massive seasonal average. And he's not even averaging hugely on the European Tour this year. But he has played in every event, which is different to previous seasons. 93 and a bit as an average for the year. He's won 10 games out of 22.
Yeah, look, he's not been great by his standards, but I think that run to Blackpool and at Blackpool just showed us, just reminded us it's still there. He has still got that elite level game. Just a question, can he put it together over a weekend or over a week to win another big tournament?
Yeah, I think it's definitely there. I mean, even getting to Blackpool was an achievement in itself. As soon as people were pressing the panic button for the machine, he just said, well, hold on a minute. I'll sort this out. He did.
140.
Then he made the Saturday of Blackpool. And that night he was competitive. And he was in pretty decent form at the Grand Prix as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if he does something before the end of the season.
Yeah, there's been signs.
140.
Said he reached the quarter-final at Basel, which was the season's best on the tour. We had a look there. He's staying up top. No nonsense here.
65.
A lot of thinking behind that 25. Gets the 25, he's going 16 tops. He gets the bull,
26.
he's going 11 double 10.
56.
Well, there's the 16. That was a wayward one. But the adjustment is perfect. It's 4-1, and as you mentioned a couple of legs ago, if Daniel doesn't get his act together here, this could get away from him pretty quickly, and James Wade is intent on making it a short night's work. But hang on.
123.
Two dart players that I've seen over the last 20 years to hit the middle of tops more than anybody. Wade and Thornton. That's why they've been so good at double start darts. And I think everybody's a little bit excited to watch Mike Dedecker in the next match.
It'll be interesting, won't it? I mean, emotionally, what a week he's had. I mean, what a week he had last week, but he's now had the chance to think about it and let the enormity of what he's done sink in. There's a max for Wadey. First of the match.
Tell you what, Mark, this average really is starting to creep up a bit.
Well, I was looking earlier. Glenn Durrant, I believe, has got the highest ever average here of 110. Well, Wadey is only a point behind, does he? Come on. He'd love one to take away, wouldn't he, Max?
Absolutely. Doesn't want one in this leg.
No.
Wade has never won in this country. He's only played once, admittedly. That was in round 2 of the 2019 championship where he lost to Mervyn King, but he'd break his Czech duck. He was to get the win over Daniel here. He is getting very close to putting Daniel in real trouble.
121.
Yeah, I think he might go for it this time if he needs the ball. 17 will set up that opportunity. Not to be. So Markovsky will get a look at the 156. He has hit a couple of trebles with his first 2 darts in recent visits. Can he do it again here? This would lift the roof off. Not to be.
The way that James is doubling in this match, this isn't missed. He's put it in the same hole. He left that mark in double 12 a few legs ago. He's just plugged it again.
Yeah, hits it in the 4th leg, hits it in the 6th leg. 5-1 to the good. Ruthless, look at that, 2 from 2 on double 12, 3 out of 5 on tops. Markovsky, it's the 1 double hit for him so far, but only 60 for Wade. Well, we're never quite sure what we're going to get from the qualifiers, as you said at the start, we don't see a lot of them. I think there's been bits to like about Daniel Markovsky's performance, and I'm sure we might yet see him again on this tour.
I think he's conducted himself well. You never know, the prize money that he gets for qualifying for the stage, it might be something that gears him up to go to European Q School in early 2025. And give him the impetus to improve. It doesn't get much tougher than a stage debut against a multi-time major champion like Wade.
Yeah, it's awkward, I would describe that draw, and that's probably being polite.
It's like qualifying for the US Open golf, and then you're pitched up against Bryson DeChambeau and Rory McIlroy.
Wade will want to take care of business, doesn't want to get sloppy here. This has been a decent performance, probably the best we've seen thus far in the tournament.
Yeah, the average is starting to shrink a little bit, but It's still on course to
Wonderful.
possibly be a top 5 or 6 average in this tournament's history.
Can he go out here? Can he? Well, he's 2 from 2 on double 12. This for the match. He's 3 from 3. Clinical from Wade, averaging in excess of 105. It's a short-lived debut for Daniel Markovsky, who did himself a great credit. But that was outstanding, the 5th highest average we've ever seen in this tournament. And James Wade, the machine, is off to a flying start. He'll take on Jan van Veen in round 2 tomorrow. Performance of the tournament so far from Wade. He beats Daniel Markovsky by 6 legs to 1.